Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Recently I've been asked the tips and materials to pass PTE. Well, in this video I'm going to share all the tips and materials I've used. But before that I want to clarify that I don't speak on behalf of any PTE institutions or organizations. All the content is based on my own experience. So let's get started. The first tip is PTE Academic is a computer-based academic English language test aimed at non-native speakers wanting to study abroad. And we all know language learning is a long-term process, so it really depends a lot on your language ability. If you're living overseas, you can see lots of immigrants. They have lived in a country for 8 or 10 years or even longer, but their English is still not very good or have a strong accent. I don't believe the advertisement says you can increase from 40 to 80 in your PTE in just 2 months. So this is the first tip. Your score will represent your language ability. So if your ability is not good enough, you shouldn't set an unrealistic goal. As far as I'm concerned, it is not possible. It is better to take one step at a time. The second tip is especially for PTE speaking tests. We all know that there are many PTE learning apps and softwares because PTE is also computer-based. That makes people think the score they get from the app will be the same from what they get from the real test. It is not correct. In fact, it can be a bit misleading at the beginning. Take myself as an example. I use the app to practice read aloud, and every time I can only get a score around 60. It is very disappointing, and I almost want to give up taking PTE test. Then one day I asked a native speaker to try the app. You know what? Her score is even lower than me. I actually wasted my time on practicing speaking with the app because the scores are not accurate at all. The only thing that can be used as reference is a mock test from PTE official website. I believe it's ptepractice.com. I'll put the link below this video. Before I took the test, I did the mock test and the score is 88. And my final score in PTE is also 88. So it's very accurate. The third tip is to understand your score report and work on your weak points. You don't have to spend too much time for the part that you can already achieve a good score. What you really need to work on is the part that you didn't reach your targeted score. And then move on to the materials that I've used. Although I mentioned the apps are not accurate, but it is still a good thing to use for practicing your PTE. But just don't take the score for speaking very seriously because it's just not related. And the mock test, as mentioned before, it is something you must take before you prepare for the exam. You can learn from the school report which part you need to work on. In this way you can study smartly. That's probably everything I've used because I'm quite busy, so I didn't spend too much time on it. Finally, I want to explain some frequent asked questions. First, IELTS vs PTE, which one is easier? I think different people can get different answers for this. For me, PTE is slightly easier in terms of speaking and reading, but not about listening. My listening used to be 8.5 out of 9 in IELTS, but I didn't get as high score in PTE even if I studied abroad for 3 years. Second, is the software in these study centers accurate? Do you need to pay to study in a study center? As far as I know, they are not accurate as well. They are very similar to the apps that you can get from app stores. And for me, I don't think it's necessary to study in a study center. And yeah, that's all the experience I have. Thank you for watching this video.